What category do you want? Oh yeah, go ahead and start filming. Yeah. Gotta go quick.
1 point, Constitution.
1 point, Constitution. Separation of powers, first hand I see. Go ahead, Michael. What is separation of powers?
Separation of powers is the legislative, executive, and judicial branches.
Okay.
What that means is, if the executive vetoes the legislative, it goes back and forth. This will happen until the Constitution is the main source of the Constitution is what it says.
The Constitution is what it says, and it creates a legislative, an executive, and judicial branches. And what's significant about those branches under separation of powers? And anybody in the group can say something now.
It's like the president needs at least 2 of those groups to be able to make some very important decisions.
Now that is true. The president does need, at least, you have to have at least 2 of those 3 in order to get something done. Why is it that you need at least 2 of them, though? Go ahead.
It helps in checks and balances.
Say what?
It helps in checks and balances.
Okay, it does help in checks and balances, but what is separation of powers? Give me a specific example of a power.
The line item veto.
The line item veto. The line item veto, and is it legal?
No.
No. Why? Who was it given to?
Like, for example, we were using it for the budget. The budget
Yeah.
example. The line item veto. It's not legal.
Okay, why?
Because it's been given.
Who was it given to? That's what I'm asking. Who was it given to?
It's given to the Congress.
The line item veto was given to the Congress. No, it wasn't actually. Okay, I'm going to give y'all, let's see. That is Michael's group. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would have given you 5. Separation of powers. Somebody give me some more on this. We're dealing with the line item veto. What's the story? Go ahead, Gerard.
Line item veto is where the president sees fit to go line by line and take out whatever.
So the president is actually the one that has this particular power. Goes line by line and pulls the area out of the budget. Why is this a violation of separation of powers?
Because it gives him too much power.
Who does it take power from? Why does it take power from the Congress?
Because they won't be able to pass laws which, with their.
Anybody in the group can jump in. Go ahead, Ramon.
Like, that will undermine, like, the president will be going into the jurisdiction of the Congress.
And the power is of what? What power of Congress is the president violating? Because you're right.
Legislative.
Well, yeah, it's legislative, but what specific power is it?
To make laws.
What kind of laws? It's the line item veto. Go ahead, Damaris.
Wouldn't it be like state versus federal law?
-1. No, it's not. What I'm looking for on separation of powers, and remember, be specific for the exam. You're right with what you said, but it was the budget power. It was the president stepping on Congress's budget power. Under separation of powers for Constitution, constitutional division of powers among the legislative, executive, and judicial branches. Michael, you hit that pretty well, but be careful because you started to leak into checks and balances, and that's when I started to ask some questions because there are differences between those two. Last correct answer was not Tamara's group, actually it was Ramel's group. Give me a category. Actually, Cassandra, why don't you jump over to their group? Josh, I've got 4 groups up here. Pick one. If you just want to stay back there, that's fine. We're doing the bonus today. And take all your stuff, Cassandra. Pick me a category, Ramel. I mean, stuff that you need for class.
3 points for articles.
3 points for articles. We have. List all that you can. The next hand I see will get it next. GPS. Y'all have it? Who wants it next? Nobody seems to. Go ahead, Nancy. You've got it. Tell me about GPS.
They track, it was the article where the police had like a background.
Do I have to? How do you zoom?
Okay, the GPS was dealing with the high-speed chases. What did it do? Yeah.
The people that were stealing cars.
Okay, so y'all have it next. So if people were stealing cars, what would GPS do? How did it work?
It would show where the vehicle was going.
Okay, 1, 2. Well, no, that's the wrong group. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. GPS was used to tell where the vehicles were going. What was controversial about this? Your group's got it, but next group will have it in just a second.
It violated the their personal, like their space. And
How?
Because
It violated privacy because it could be used against you also.
How could it be used against you?
Um,
And who was using it actually?
well, the actual person. I mean, you buy it and it can. And the
Okay, so you buy GPS as a service, and what does GPS provide in that service to you?
It provides protection, but at the same time, it can monitor all your moves and violate your privacy.
Okay, it can provide protection, it can provide different services like directions and restaurants and things like this, but it can be used against you. Who can use it against you?
the police.
The police can. Go ahead. What can the police do with GPS?
Like for instance, if a car's stolen, or they can monitor your speed basically.
Okay, they